for the show.
Do this look like work to you? Nah. Looking at the lights like it's all of this for me. Everyone tonight is here. All of this for me. Hands in the air, yeah. All of this for me. Bottles over here. All of this for me. All of this for me. All of this for me. Light fast, light flash. All of this for me. All of this for me. All of this for me. Bottles bringing bottles out. All of this for me.
What up, what up? Welcome into the Rome Show here on a Monday, 7:01 in Hamilton Radio, hamiltonradio.net, Channel 2. Andrew Romanella, Rocky Romanella. It's the Rome Show taking you up until the 8 o'clock hour, Monday, January 20th, Martin Luther King Day.
Yes, happy MLK Day.
Happy MLK Day on this edition of the Rome Show. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about. I mean, NFC, AFC championship games. We know who our Super Bowl contenders are. Baseball cheating scandal. On the docket, a little bit of bet it or don't bet it. And, of course, we hear from you, the fans, and understand this. If you want to get on the show, the entire show, it's 609-807-2492. That's 609-807-2492. Or, and as Rocky just learned this before the show started, Instagram and Twitter at Wide World of Rome.
Nice.
Facebook.com/The Rome Show.
Get it right. The Rome Show.
The Rome Show, okay? That is how we operate. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing great. Very exciting weekend. A lot of good football being played on the gridiron.
A lot of good football.
It was there was a lot of good games actually. But two of them in particular.
But that's not on my Rome to start this show.
No. I mean, there's a lot of news out there, and I think I know where you're going with this.
The Straight Off the Rome today, January 20th, MLK Day edition.
I'm happy we got the date right.
I'm so pumped. Of Straight Off the Rome is about Major League Baseball. Okay, because I was not here last week to give you my opinion on what I feel about the cheating scandal in Major League Baseball. Okay? Because the first thing on my mind, before I say anything else, is Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. Okay?
Ditto.
This whole cheating scandal, this whole scandal with the Houston Astros and Alex Cora, A.J. Hinch, Carlos Beltran, the Boston Red Sox, this whole scandal tells me that Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. The man was a manager. Bet on his own team, okay?
Believed in his guys.
Was a terrible manager, by the way.
Believed in his guys, though.
Has the most hits in Major League Baseball history. The Hall of Fame uses his memorabilia in its own Hall of Fame now. But you're going to tell me that you're not going to suspend a player. You're not going to come down on the players, right? But the manager who bet on his own team, which is arguably less bad than openly cheating, as A.J. Hinch did, is going to be banned for life from what he did as a player. A.J. Hinch gets suspended for 1 year.
And
Please answer me that.
Listen, the guy had 42,000 hits, and no one told him the signs.
No one. Not one person.
No one told him the signs.
He did not know one sign.
No.
He didn't have instant replay. He had nothing.
Zero help.
He just played baseball. He was banned from the game. For what he did as a manager. Yet A.J. Hinch cheated his way to a World Series, openly knew and had admitted that he knew his players were cheating. 1 year suspension. Major League Baseball.
Wow.
What are you doing? I'm sorry, but this is stupid. If the next thing we don't talk about is Pete Rose being in the Hall of Fame, I am losing a lot of faith in Major League Baseball. And by the way, and I was going to come in and say this could be good for Major League Baseball.
How?
Because they're finally in the news. People that are 23 finally care.
This is standard Major League Baseball. Pick a decade, tell me a scandal.
Unreal.
Right?
You're right.
Every decade there's something, right? Last it was steroids. Steroids in baseball was the last one. You have cheating now. I mean, people stealing signs.
The Black Sox scandal started this off 100 years ago.
I think the players should get. I think the problem is that if they go deep into the players, it's going to spider web out of control into more than one team, into probably 5 to 10 guys on almost every team in the game.
It's just like the steroids. The minute you decided you had to exploit one person on the steroids,
you had to exploit everyone.
Everybody.
Yeah.
You knew. McGuire, sorry. Sosa, sorry.
So I guess the
Thanks for bringing the game back, though, guys.
Listen, I guess we should go now. Distance between now and the next Balco report. What was it? The big report was
that was the big one.
Yeah,
named A-Rod and
it was like the Mueller report, but not for for Trump. But it was for
Major League Baseball steroid use.
I think it was it was like Miller. It's like the Miller report, maybe.
Either way,
but that's coming out on who's cheating.
Yes.
There's going to be a video, a documentary, or there's going to be a book or like a official notice.
And what blows my mind.
Do you think we're going to have Jose Altuve and Alex Correa at the White House, at the Senate, pretending to speak Spanish or not speak English and say they didn't cheat?
I have no idea. Yeah, right? Great job, Sammy Sosa.
Gotta love it.
I don't understand from the MLB Players Association standpoint from this. Why do you want to defend the bad guys in the game? Because you're essentially defending the bad guys in the game and giving and saying to the good guys, you know what, screw you, we really don't care. You did everything right. These dudes cheated. Some guys might have gotten cheated out of being in Major League Baseball. Think about this.
No, if you're a pitcher and you got lit up,
yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, you make a debut in Houston. You're a rookie in Houston. You get shelled. Most guys don't get back. And what people need to understand is most of Major League Baseball, most of professional sports is not Jose Altuve, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. That's not most of professional sports. Most of professional sports is guys that are just trying to hang on and stay in the league and not lose their opportunity.
Listen, you make a good point, but I think I want to go back. I mean, Major League Baseball is making a decision to control how bad it gets.
Yeah.
That's why the players aren't. I mean, I disagree with it. I mean, they should tear it all down, but
I just don't understand, and I don't believe in vacating championships. I just don't.
I'm pretty sure you were on the show saying you wanted them to vacate the championship.
Because if you openly find evidence that says we cheated our way to win it,
all right, so
then you'd see you doing something about it. But in the end, I'm not a fan of necessarily vacating it. But then the players shouldn't also be able to just walk around like they honestly won it.
Maybe they should have to turn their rings in.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Turn your ring in.
I said they should do college baseball and make it a postseason ban. That's how you affect the players.
Yeah, but
those specific players
there's too much money involved. You can't do that.
Either way, at the end of the
day, you can relegate them out. Relegate them to AAA.
Yeah, just like soccer. At the end of the day, it goes back to the initial point. Pete Rose should be now allowed.
Yeah,
you don't have to put him right in the Hall of Fame. Just now allow him to be on the ballot.
You just gotta wait. You gotta wait like 6 months, though. You probably should wait till like next year.
I don't care when you do it. It just needs to be sooner rather.
If you did it
than
right
later.
now, you'd be admitting that you should have penalized the players.
Yes.
So you can't. So you gotta wait
right.
just a little bit.
But
you gotta wait till the dust settles a bit.
Right. I agree with you. But at the end of the day, right, whenever you do it, you're admitting that you should have punished the players. No matter when you do it, right. I just think that the conversation now needs to start. Like if I'm Pete Rose, I would have already called a press conference. I'm like, listen, guys.
Nah. At this point,
why?
Yeah, I guess why not?
Yeah, at this point. At this point, you got dudes that are hitting like 290 lifetime that are in the Hall of Fame. This dude has the most hits ever. Ever.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hits.
That's what I'm saying. So, that's been on my roam for the last week and a half, maybe 2.
Well, who do you? I mean, I guess I can't ask that question. I mean, what do you think's going to happen to the managers, right? So, what do you think's going to happen to Cora, Hinch, and Beltran doesn't really count because he hasn't even been a manager yet.
Right.
So, Alex Cora, AJ Hinch, if they were both on the market today and they weren't cheaters, they would have a deal tomorrow or tonight.
By anybody,
right?
Yeah.
So, will they manage in Major League Baseball again?
I think AJ Hinch will manage in Major League Baseball again. I don't think it's going to be soon. I think it's going to be like what we commonly see with football coaches. go to get a head coaching job. If you get fired, you go back as a coordinator, right? And then you try and get that head coaching job again. For Alex Cora, I think this is going to be really interesting the way Major League Baseball comes down on him, because I think it's going to be harder than A.J. Hinch, because everyone says that the evidence shows that he was like the ringleader of this thing. And if Major League Baseball can't come down on the players but still wants to make a statement, Alex Cora is sitting right there for him. And I think what they do is going to be a situation where I don't know if owners are going to want to touch him again after this punishment comes down.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get the a bad example. He's gonna get the Ray Rice treatment.
Yes.
He'll never come back.
Right. Or Colin Kaepernick.
But AJ Hinch is allowed to come back.
Well, I just think that A.J. Hinch and
That's not fair.
Why? I mean, what's not fair is that these players aren't getting penalized.
No,
so the whole
you're
thing's
right.
not fair. So at the end of the day, if the whole thing's not going to be
It's just not fair to Alex Cora if AJ Hinch gets to manage again.
Why? If Alex Cora was the primary person leading the charge as the bench coach.
Then AJ Hinch is worse. 2 wrongs don't make a right. What house did you grow up in?
I agree with that. but one wrong might be way worse than the other. So that one wrong might have to... You know what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the text and see the Facebook at the same time.
No, it's
so
all
that's
good.
your straight off the Rome today. Okay, but I did hear that you had a straight off the Rome coming into the show today as well.
I do have a big straight off the Rome.
And you didn't want me to get past the straight off the Rome segment until you were able to throw your Romes in. So,
Well, yeah, because I don't want to take the criticism after the
Right.
show for not sharing.
and if you have a straight off the Rome, 609-807-2492 at Wide World of Rome on the Twitter and on the gram.
So
What is
next
your straight off the
weekend,
Rome?
next weekend is the NHL All-Star Game, and the NHL All-Star Game is exciting, and it's going to be in St. Louis, which is where the Stanley Cup was just won. So the cool thing that the NHL is doing now, people forget, like, oh, the NHL All-Star Game sucks. Like, everyone kind of hates All-Star Games and Pro Bowls, but what people forget is that the All-Star Game is about like kids. It's about like ages like 8 to 15 who are really enjoying the game. Like, that's what you're appealing to. So get over it, people. It's the All-Star Game. Anyways, the NHL is having a 3-on-3 women's elite
Love
game,
it.
and it's going to be the 12, no, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 best players from Canada and the United States facing off in a 3-on-3 game.
I love it. And I
It's
love
gonna
that
be
it's more
awesome.
than just like professional players. It's Canada versus the United States.
Oh, and which is, by the way, like probably one of the best games live to watch in the whole sport of hockey. I actually saw a semifinal game at the World Championships. It was being played in Vermont a couple years ago, and I got a chance to see U.S. play Canada, and it is just awesome because it's your best rivalry at the highest level
right.
in women's hockey.
Right, 100%. Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. What do you think this does to help grow the game? Is this a move to help grow the NHL, to help grow women's hockey, to do both at the same time? Like, what is the benefit in your mind as to why the NHL wants to bring this to the forefront now?
It's just such a great opportunity. Well, the NHL and USA Hockey women and women's USA Hockey have been working together for a long time. So both, I think both the lockout and then when the women went on strike, the U.S. women's national team went on strike for pay equity.
Yep.
I think a lot of that had to do with, and that I think a lot of what came out of that was a cooperation between the NHL and the Women's Association to make sure that they grow the women's game too. And the national game, the National Women's Hockey League is growing. But last year they had Kendall Coyne skate in the fastest skater, skated just as fast as any of the men. And this year
Yeah,
they're doing.
she flew. That Twitter video was
she
awesome.
dominated. And then this year they're doing the 3-on-3 women. So I just think it's another opportunity to grow the game and appeal to everyone who can play.
Well, I think that's fantastic, and I think the NHL, we've talked about this so many times, but I think the NHL is so much more advanced than a lot of the professional leagues and what they do, and more so than anything else. And as we just talked about the baseball cheating situation, like, I feel like for some reason in the structure that is the National Hockey League, something like that could almost never happen. It's like the league polices itself, and the commissioner and the owners don't even have to do much because it's like the players and the officials
Everyone gets on board.
officiates themselves.
Yeah.
There's nothing. And if a guy does something against the moral code of the NHL, his own teammates
Yeah.
might do something.
That's right.
And I think that's the difference between hockey and every other sport.
It's the only sport where every single player who suits up touches the ice and plays in the game.
For the most part.
There's only one, and that's the backup goalie.
And what if the fourth line doesn't play?
They will touch the ice one time minimum.
All right.
There's not one player who doesn't just sit. If you're in the NHL, I mean, I've gone to games where I sat on the bench the whole time.
Fourth line and not.
I played on the fourth line. I had my entire family come to a four game tournament. I played one shift.
I
in
was at
4
that
games.
tournament.
So yeah, but anyways, I mean, it's a team sport. Like there's nothing you do on the ice that doesn't affect positively or negatively the whole team. So I think that discipline. I mean, you can say there's discipline in every sport, but
Right. Oh, of course.
I mean, no one just. It's just
But
different.
Like you and I think, and you've asked this question on the show before. I
Like
think
25% of goals are scored on the power play. So like if you take a penalty, you are really putting your team at a disadvantage.
Yes.
It's different than just taking a 10-yard holding penalty.
right, but and also the other side of it too is, if that guy does something to piss me off, whether it's he treats my teammate that way, he hits my goalie afterwards, or he hits me, he does something illegal to me, I can openly drop my gloves and swing my hands at him.
Yeah.
And the officials will openly let us do it, and then everyone will watch. We'll get it out of our system and we'll move on.
Yes.
But I think that is why, because the other thing too is in the back of your mind, if I'm going to do something cheap or dirty or illegal, I'm going to second guess that, because like I take the Boston Bruins for example, like Zdeno Chara when he was there for forever, right?
He still is.
Oh, okay. I don't want to, right? It's been like 22 years.
He's had a long career.
I don't want to mess with anyone on the Bruins because I don't want to have to deal with that guy. And I
Yeah,
think
well,
it's
yeah,
just
no.
the ability.
They got some other heavyweights too
Right.
that can throw hands.
Their ability to just to be able to police themselves, and it's almost like maybe other sports do need that. Like maybe benches clearing brawls in baseball should be more apt. And
Nah,
maybe
because
guys
they
won't
throw
cheat.
helmets at each other. They're so dumb.
Well, yeah, except like Bryce Harper. tried to
Literally,
do it.
someone throws a helmet at someone, and then like the catcher tackles another guy, and then it's just a shoving match.
You know what's a great video?
and then there's a manager who freaks out, ends up at the bottom of the pile. It's,
And you know what's a great video though that you need to go back and watch, and all the Romo Sapiens should go back and watch is, I think it was Robin Ventura charged the mound on Nolan Ryan, and it was like legit like ready to be fisticuffs, and like Nolan Ryan legit just like hockey styled Robin Ventura, and it's like jersey, bam, bam, bam.
it's a great strategy.
It's a great strategy.
I mean, listen, you can grab with the left,
Yeah.
the jersey and the shoulder pad, and you want to steer.
And now you have control of the human.
Control.
Yeah.
That's right. And then if you got to keep your chin in, because if you take one to the left eye, like you don't want to get knocked out, right? So you got to keep it in tight. And listen, I knew how to play defense because I never won a fight.
Been in a few of them. Never
Been in a
really won
bunch.
anyone.
0 for fights in my life.
Wait, honestly though, and I know we have bet it or don't bet it to come up and say, but like speaking of fights and knockouts, like did you see Conor McGregor's shoulder Cowboy Cerrone in the face?
Guy was doing a lot of deltoids.
He
Yeah.
shouldered him.
Yeah, he was doing
to a
front
knockout.
raises, side raises, superset.
I'm not a huge MMA guy, but I obviously tuned in because I'm a huge interested in big sporting events guy. Mind blown.
It was awesome.
Mind blown. 40 seconds in. Mind blown. Does that make you want to watch his next fight?
Yeah.
Will you pay for it?
No, I'm gonna watch it on Twitter.
See, that's the problem for pay-per-view.
I'm gonna shout out Sean O'Neill because he was the one who said that yesterday. I mean, she's true. That's how I watched it.
100%. Because
Why would I pay?
no, did you hear?
By the way, I can't stay awake to watch the
At
fight.
11:30 at night.
11:30. The fight's on at 1.
Whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because it's in Cal. Wasn't
It's
it
at
on the
1
West
o'clock
Coast?
in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping, dude.
This is what I like about.
Thank God it ended in 45 seconds, or else I wouldn't have even made it.
And I'm happy you said that because this is what I like about the NFL playoffs. The fact that games were played at 3:05 and 6:35.
No, they
love
did a
it.
good. Yeah. Why can't they do that all the time?
all the time.
well, 1 o'clock and 4 is good.
But why can't every sport in the playoffs adapt that time for?
I just don't understand why a Thursday night football game can't start at 7:30. Why does 8:20?
What is so? There's got to be a study behind it
0.
about how many
Zero
people
studies.
would tune in at 8:20 compared to 7:30.
I just don't understand how many people are tuning in at 11:30 instead of 10:30.
Agreed, 100%. Agreed. And that's what was great about living on the West Coast, is you got all those games earlier. Listen, all right, this is The Rome Show here on HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2, Facebook.com/The Rome Show 1. Call in 609-807-2492 if you want to get on the show. Write it in on the Facebook. Get on the Twitter at Wide World of Rome. The polls are at Coach Romo 24. Whatever you need, it's there for you to get on the wide. Or excuse me. Oh, I almost did it
There you
myself.
go.
To get on the Rome show. Okay, Rube, I need you to cue up the music here, okay? Because we are about to play a little bit of what we call on the Rome show here, bet it or don't bet it. Oh, yeah. That a boy, Rube. I got no snare in my headphones. No, I'm just kidding. Can we lower the hair, though, Rube? All right, there we go. Here we go. Bet it or don't bet it. Here's the idea, okay? And I know I put you through this, but I want the Romo Sapiens to know this. I'm going to give you a scenario on the losing teams that were in the playoffs, okay? You're going to tell me if you would bet this scenario or not bet
Wait.
that scenario.
Can we just lower the
Why?
music a little?
Ruben! Hey, Ruben!
There we go.
There we go.
That's it right
All
there.
right. Scenario number 1. Tennessee, the Tennessee Titans, that is,
Yes.
signs both Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry to long-term deals.
Don't bet it. Only
Why?
no. Well, I bet half of it.
Okay.
Derrick Henry, they signed a long term. They give Tannehill a bridge.
Ooh, okay. I would agree with that. I'd say they try and franchise Tannehill, signing Derrick Henry to a long-term deal.
That would save him some money.
Wouldn't it scare you, though, after you saw what happened to Todd Gurley in L.A.?
No.
Really?
I mean, anyone can get injured, dude. I got to take the chance. He's the best running back in the league right now.
All right, that's a good point. Moving on. Aaron Rodgers returns to a Super Bowl.
Don't bet it only because I think he does, but with another team.
Ooh.
I see
Hot take.
a Peyton Manning type return to the Super Bowl for Aaron Rodgers.
Is that next year, year after?
No, I think it's towards the end of his
Okay.
career, but I think and I don't know if it's going to be an injury that pulls him out of the Packers, but I think a rebuild could.
He did look a little old the other day.
Yeah, and I think a rebuild there, it might be right around the corner.
We'll dive a little bit deeper into those games in a minute. Okay, moving on here on Bet It or Don't Bet It, the Rome Show. Baltimore wins 11-plus games in 2020.
Bet it.
Really?
Yes.
Did they win a playoff game?
Yes.
Oh, you're going to bet that too? Double
Yes.
down!
No, dude, I think Lamar Jackson is the real deal, and I think he's going to get over this stint in the playoffs, and I don't think there's any reason to doubt that they wouldn't do the same thing they did in the regular season that they did this year. They're not
I
losing
agree.
anyone.
It's just about getting over the hump
That's right.
in the postseason.
No doubt.
We'll see if that can happen. All right, this is the last Bet It or Don't Bet It here. Some might call this a hot take. You know I hate hot takes, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. Bill O'Brien gets fired after the 2020 season. Bet it or don't bet it.
Bet it.
Woo! I agree. Honestly,
I mean, I just don't know. Like, I'm surprised he's not fired yet.
I agree. I couldn't agree more with you 100%. And I said it, if you remember correctly, I said that if the Texans lost the first game of the playoffs this year, Bill O'Brien was getting fired.
But he hasn't yet.
He hung on by a thread.
He was close.
But dang, he better get to an AFC Championship game next year, or I think he might not be the Texans coach anymore.
it's possible.
It's very, very possible. Do you enjoy Bet It or Don't Bet It?
I did enjoy it.
Ruben, cut the music. Boom. That is Bet It or Don't Bet It on Rome Show here on HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2, and Facebook.com/The Rome Show. I have to give you an A+. A+.
Thank you.
That was probably the best segment that you have ever constructed when I ask you to respond to the things I'm asking
Nice,
you.
nice. Yeah, because I went in depth.
Yes. Rube,
No.
can you throw the volume back on my headphones, please, sir?
No one-word answers.
No one-word answers. You understood the concept. You know, our fantastic producer Ruben was able to throw some
I
music
learned.
back
Listen,
there
I learned
for
a
us.
lot being by myself last week.
I did. It's a learning
I learned a lot.
experience.
Yeah, it's different.
You learn a lot when you're alone sometimes. It's good or bad. It's good or bad. Okay.
Let's get back to the sports.
Let's get back to the sports. We got about another 35 minutes here. Again, this is the Rome Show. Andrew Romanella, Rocky Romanella, taking you up until the 8 o'clock hour. 609-807-2492. If you want to chime into the show, get us on the Facebook. Already see people getting in there. Okay, so we've talked a lot about baseball. We've talked about the teams that didn't win in the playoffs. Now can we dissect these NFC, AFC championship game that we just saw? Because I saw a few things, and I want to start with the early game, okay, which was the AFC, which was the Chiefs defeating the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
I see a very, very good Chiefs team,
Yes.
but I see a Chiefs team that could be beatable.
Yeah, they are beatable.
And I think the first quarter shows you a lot.
Yes, but I also. Oh, we have a phone call.
Well, that's exciting. Give me your answer. Then I'll get the phone call.
I was just saying.
You got excited.
I think if you look at the Chiefs' 2 playoffs games, it was the same story.
Right.
Slow start, big finish, and I don't know, man. That's kind of a winning recipe.
Yeah, for them, but it scares me a little bit as you go into the Super Bowl.
Ah,
It's a different scenario.
yeah, but if that's their style, I mean, I'd much rather be better in the second half than the first.
That's a really, really good point. All right. So we'll get to that phone call that Rocky just alluded to. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome into the Rome Show. Please state your name and why are you calling?
My name is Kyle Ward, calling from Asheville, North Carolina.
Coach Ward,
Hey,
what's
Kyle.
going on?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, baby? Thank you for calling into the Rome
Doing-
Show.
It's a national
Absolutely. I just
broadcast.
wanted to get y'all's predictions of what you think the Super Bowl is going to be.
Oh, man, Kyle, it's a loaded question. So the line opened up at Chiefs 1.5.
Wow. That's
Okay.
close.
And that's closer than I thought it was going to be. So going into it, Coach Ward, I'm not going to lie to you, right? I really thought I was going to favor the Chiefs in this one. But that San Francisco 49ers defense is just, I think, so good. I feel like, again, when we talk about slow starts, I feel like the 49ers could transition this game into the type of game they want to play if the Chiefs start slow and they're good enough to sustain that for 60 minutes.
So you're choosing the Niners.
I think I am.
You think?
I got 13 days. My mind can go back and forth. I could go either way.
Awesome. Kyle, who are you picking?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Wow. Why so, Coach Ward?
I think it's just hard to stop them. Once they get rolling, they're like a train.
Their offense is insanely fast.
They're good. They're good. I mean, I get that the offense is really fast. I am actually going to stay on the Jimmy Garoppolo bandwagon, and I
yeah.
am also going to choose the 49ers. I really like Jimmy Garoppolo. I didn't think I was going to. And now, after this season, I really like him. I think he's got a great like scruffy beard, number one. He looks incredible in his helmet.
Looks matter.
Number 2. But number 3, they manage games. Like whether they score 35 points in a game or they win a game 16-14, I think they're always managing a game. I think they're always in control. And every game that I've seen the 49ers play this year, I think that is exactly how it's gone. And I think you're right. I think the slow start to Kansas City, I think the 49ers are good enough to continue and not fall off the wagon.
100%.
So I do see that. And listen, Andy Reid.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It's a very fair point. Coach Ward, you got anything else for us today?
I'm going to go ahead and give an MVP prediction to Travis Kelce.
Oh, really? Do you have a stat line to go with that MVP prediction?
I'll go with 11 catches,
Okay.
That's a lot of
100 and-
catches.
160 yards, 3 touchdowns.
That might be the best tight end performance in NFL Super Bowl history.
Has
So
the tight
you
end never
think-
won the
you-
MVP before?
You think that?
That's a great question.
You think that? Oh wait, have they? Oh, are you asking us? Because I don't know.
I'm going to assume no.
So wait, so you think that Travis Kelce will outplay his mini-me in George Kittle?
Yes.
Do you think that whichever tight end has more receiving yards will ultimately that team will win the game?
I will go along and say yes
because
to
it's
that.
Kittle versus Kelce,
Right.
and
essentially.
I see George Kittle as what Travis Kelce did 3 years ago.
Yes, 100%.
I think they're like the same person.
Yes, and to answer your question, Coach Ward, Google says that no tight end has ever won a Super Bowl. Or excuse me, Super Bowl MVP.
That's an incredible prediction. That's a great you know.
So if you are putting your bananas on anything, because Coach Ward and I are technically not legally allowed to put our bananas on anything. So if someone wants to put their bananas on for Coach Ward, put it on Travis Kelce, MVP, and run away with it.
It's one hell of a prop bet.
It's a one hell of a prop bet. Coach Ward, I can't thank you enough for tuning in.
Yeah, well, no, we appreciate it.
Absolutely. I mean, you're covering the East Coast, baby.
That's what we're trying to, Coach. We're trying to. Boys ready to
Well, you got a
go?
fan
When do
down
we
there.
open, Coach? When do we open?
February 14th.
That's exciting. Who we got?
Look at that, Valentine's Day. Roses are red, violets are blue. Let's kick around dirt.
We are
I'm gonna hit a
opening
home
up
run
at,
off of you.
Birmingham, Alabama against Samford. 3-game set.
There we go. All right. Well, Coach Ward, listen, You know I love you. My brother, I think he feels the same way. We at the Rome Show love you. We wish you and the UNC Asheville, what are you guys, the Bulldogs?
We are.
The best of luck in the 2020 season, sir.
To you as well, sir. Best of luck. Love y'all.
Love you.
Later.
Bye, Kyle.
Bye.
For those that don't know, Coach Ward is one of my best friends, and he's also the pitching coach at Division I University of Asheville down in Asheville, North Carolina. He's in his second year there. Coach Ward and I have been on a championship coaching staff together. We've gone to an NCAA regional together, been to an NCAA regional championship together. Coach Ward has been to a College World Series as a pitching coach, so it's a very, very accomplished man as a pitching coach. We love that he chimed into the Rome Show. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back on the back side of the break and we'll finish our breakdown of the AFC, the NFC, and what Coach Ward just got us on, which is eventually what's become the Super Bowl 54 matchup. Ruben, let's pay those bills.
I'm going to hit a home run off of you. Finish that. Where's our music?
Rube,
Oh, are we still on?
I guess we're still on.
That was awesome. I just celebrated the poem.
That was a really good poem.
So people can still hear us.
Yeah, I think they can still hear us.
Awesome. So what's next?
Hey, Ruben. All right. Well, we will let you know that. Well, we're getting the commercial queued up in a second. We'll be there in just a quick second. All
What's
right?
on, wait, what's on your mind what's on your mind?
I want to just. I'm just laughing at the fact that you just celebrated that poem.
It was really good.
Roses are red. I want to make sure everyone actually heard what was said there. Roses are red, violets are blue. Let's play in the dirt. I'm gonna hit a home run off of you.
Yes.
Very impressive.
Listen, I mean, it's opening day on Valentine's Day for our friend Kyle.
A poet, and you didn't even know it.
I actually did know it.
You did actually. Side note. Prior to the Rome Show starting, Rocky and I messed around on a podcast, and we called it the Rome Squared Podcast. Rome Squared. It was a great podcast. We got some really, really good reviews. Due to life, it was hard to sustain it. That's why we're here on the Rome Show now. But either way, we would have a segment on that show where Rocky would write a poem, and I would raps, and I think we were pretty good.
I mean, I think we were good.
If someone out there that's a Romo Sapien is listening, okay, and a Romo Sapien wants to go on to iTunes, Apple Podcast, whatever, Google, Spotify, whatever, and you want to go get the Rome Show and hear one of those, I would love for somebody to call the show at 609-807-2492 and tell me that you found that archive.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And you reference one of them. Why did you just get so excited on the
I got
Facebook?
excited because my man Isako Lozon from Burlington, Vermont, Colchester. Isako, former stepbrother of mine when I lived in Vermont for 2 years.
Also a hockey coach?
No. Isako was a freshman in high school when we were chilling together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I lived with Carl. This is Carl's son.
Oh.
I know.
Isako.
So-
Am I saying that right? Isako?
No, Isako.
Isako. Welcome
know.
to the Rome Show, my
I know.
man.
So Isako says, any thought on Gerard Gallant getting fired as Las Vegas Knights head coach
and being replaced by Peter DeBoer.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know if Peter DeBoer is anything spectacular. He gets his teams to the playoffs. He's a good coach. I don't know if he's got it for a Stanley Cup run ever.
I've experienced Peter DeBoer as the head coach of my hockey club. Okay.
Because he coached the Devils, not your personal club.
My men's league team really needed a change, and we decided to fire our coach to make sure we got the next guy in, which is really what this was. And this is what when I read about this situation, and you'd be proud of me because I read about it, a lot of the articles, the three that I read, stated that it was almost like Las Vegas wasn't like fully unhappy, but at the same time, for some reason, they wanted DeBoer in the door. So they did whatever they could now, and since Las Vegas wasn't playing well, it almost kind of was like the perfect storm. But I'm with you, man. For him, for that guy, I'm doing that for what's his name with the Islanders right now.
Barry
I'll
Trotz.
do that for Barry Trotz, right? I'm not doing that for Peter DeBoer. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised they went with DeBoer, and I don't know if maybe something else was going on with Gerard Gallant. But
Just like what we've seen in other teams this year.
yeah, no, I think well, there's the whole underlying story that's going on when it comes to treatment of players from NHL coaches, and I know a lot of people have felt disciplined that way. But and you also had Dave Montgomery in Dallas, who was let go due to personal reasons. He came out that he had to go to Alcoholics Anonymous, etc. But I don't know if anything like that's going on with Gerard Gallant. I do know his first head coaching job was in Florida, which was okay, and then he took this job in Las Vegas, and I don't know. I just don't know if they're seeing this guy take them back to the playoffs, and they wanted someone who's been there before.
And it's what's so
And
crazy.
not that he hasn't been there. I mean, he went
I
to
know,
Stanley
but
Cup.
that's what I was just about to say. That's what's so crazy is to see what he did in the expansion year of that team to now all of a sudden come to be fired. I have to agree with you in the point that it's got to be deeper than just a hockey decision.
It does, because if you look at a franchise like Nashville and David Poyle. So they've been, Nashville was an expansion team.
Yep.
And their entire history now has been two coaches. They just fired their second coach, and he was only there for 5 years. No, it wasn't Barry Trotz.
Peter Laviolette.
No, yeah, Peter Laviolette they fired, but the other guy was the head coach for all the years before that. So they've only had two coaches in their small time. You would think as a new franchise, an expansion team, the guy that you hired, you would expect to be there anywhere from 5 to 10 years, based on typically a expansion team sucks.
Yes. They're bad for 3-4 years.
So I think that them being
See
so
Houston
good,
Texans.
I think that them being so good puts them 3 to 5 years ahead of where a typical expansion team usually is.
Right. So now
So
he's
the
being
expectations
judged.
are different.
He's being
Yeah.
judged like he's David Quinn right now for the Rangers, ready to take that next step, and their next step would be win the Stanley Cup. Instead, he's taking a regression where they're just fighting for a playoff spot, and that's not what they want.
They're
in Las
operating
Vegas.
like any other NHL team.
Right.
They're not operating like an expansion team anymore.
Exactly.
So that's-
now it changes the
It's
whole
only their
conversation.
third year, which is incredible.
Which is nuts. But
Yeah.
that is why I just feel like they deserve a pass. Or, excuse me, he deserves a pass, at least for the remainder of this year, and then get rid of him in the offseason.
Nah, not if you expect to make the playoffs this year and you don't think he's the guy.
God, that's harsh. I get it, but, like, again, for Peter DeBoer,
Yeah, but you might. You've got.
have some respect here, people.
Yeah, but you've got your number one goaltender's on his last leg.
Sure.
Marc-Andre Fleury is nowhere near not playing well, but he may only have
2 years left.
2 to 3. And if you don't think Malcolm Subban is the guy to win you a Stanley Cup, Marc-Andre Fleury can still win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So you can't afford to let that
So
go.
you're looking
Not
at
to
that
mention
window.
you've got Max Pacioretty, who's
So good.
in the league for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Right? You've got Mark Stone, who was a great free agent signing, but is Mark Stone towards the end too?
Yeah, no, you're right. You are 100%
You're in it.
correct.
You're still in Stanley Cup mode.
Well, and you get this more than anyone else because of Henrik Lundqvist being on the Rangers' ice. Because a lot of that, when the Rangers did their rebuild like 3 years ago, a lot of the conversation was, do you trade Henrik Lundqvist? And he wanted to stay. He wanted to be a part of it because that's the type of dude he is. But that conversation was real with him.
But now Lundqvist is in the way.
Right. Because
You
you have
got
two legit goalies.
You got 2 rookie goalies who are legit, so you got to either you're going to use one and make a trade,
Right.
or you're going to keep them both, and it's time for Lundqvist to retire.
And Izako wrote back in and said Fleury's got 2 more years left on his deal. So you're getting 2 years no matter what happens.
But that's it. So you've got to maximize it.
You have to maximize. All right, listen, Rube, you're telling me back there that 360 Management Services has something to say. I'm going to allow 360 Management Services to say something because everyone's got bills to pay, and so do we. Hit it, Rube. Are you looking to become a better leader, whether that's in business, in sports, or in life, and you haven't found a book yet to help you get to that game-changing aha moment? Well, we have the book for you. Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership. Tighten the Lug Nuts will help you get to that game-changing leadership moment. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and iBooks, or at 360managementservices.com. That's the number 360managementservices.com. Pick up your copy today and start changing your leadership styles. Yes, indeed. This is the Rome Show, MLK edition of the Rome Show here on Hamilton Radio, hamiltonradio.net, channel 2, facebook.com/the Rome Show 1. That's the number 1. And your phone number to call in is 609-807-2492. It is 7:39 here on this Monday evening in Hamilton, New Jersey. Rube, can you hit my headphones back up, please? I don't know what it is. It's like I get nervous. You hear what happened to Michael K this year?
No.
So he never wore headphones.
Okay.
So the doctor told him that he ended up having problems with his vocal cord. He had to take 3 months off, had to have vocal cord surgery, couldn't legit talk for 30 days.
Wow.
What they told him is that because he didn't have his headphones on, he was trying to project louder than
Oh, wow.
he really needed to. So he was putting strain on his vocal cords. So because I'm a nut job, if I don't hear myself talking in the mic, right, or I don't hear you talking when you talk in my earphones, I then get nervous. I'm like straining my voice, and then I don't know how well I'm projecting or not projecting. So I can hear
Well,
it.
if you're talking about the Houston Astros, you're projecting just fine.
I slammed the table. Brick killed a guy. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
You should probably lay low.
You got an aunt or a relative that lives nearby.
Oh, look at that. Listen, you got your man Ruben behind the wall, really looking after you, saying, I won't let you lose your voice. What a guy.
That's why we love you, Rube.
That's true support.
That's why every car needs an engine to go. The Rome Show's engine is Mr. Rubin, and he sits back there and he saves our lives and saves our voices so that we, right now, can dissect the NFC-AFC Championship game and the eventual Super Bowl. We were on the AFC Championship game when Coach Ward called in.
Yep.
Shout out to Coach Ward for that call-in. Much appreciated. And we were talking about the Chiefs and their slow start, right?
Yep. Do we want to talk about the Titans at all?
I was just about to say, before we dive into the Chiefs, we don't have to go into it. I just want to give them kudos. Oh, what a cool season to watch. I love Ryan Tannehill. I do think they should re-sign him. I don't think it should be a long-term deal. I think it should be a 3-year deal that maybe gives him in the range of $25 a year.
No, it's
right?
3 years in your draft.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
Or if he does what he does, maybe you sign him for 2 more after that, but you still draft,
You draft.
and have somebody to learn
No
with
doubt.
him. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Henry needs to be re-signed. But I think you can't give him the deal that you gave to, what's his name in L.A., Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley? No. I mean, but
Le'Veon Bell's deal.
yeah. Well, with the Jets?
Yeah. 4
Yeah.
years, like $52.5 million.
But I think performance in the market's going to say he gets more.
What's what always happens. And you have to pay it because you can't lose Derrick Henry right now.
He's the only reason you're there.
And I think what he did was he put the Titans on the map, which, I'm sorry, I'm not one of the people that subscribes to the situation that says the Titans are going to be now bad again next year, or like they're not going to be good enough to get back to the
No,
playoffs.
I think you saw a young coach and a young team
Right.
kind of make a defining moment into saying, no, we're going to be contender. We need a couple more pieces.
Right. That was a legitimate
Yeah,
defense
yeah,
that we
sure.
saw on the field. Hey, we got another caller. This is exciting. Caller, give us your name and what are you calling about?
How's it going? This is Nick from Kansas City, first-time caller, long-time listener.
Mr.
going, gentlemen?
Barbolita!
Wow.
What is going on? How the hell are you?
You know what? Never been better. Never been better. A lot better than I'm talking to you guys now.
Dude, it's so great to hear from you, Nick.
Isn't that so exciting?
Yeah, it is.
Barbs, what do you got for the Rome Show?
Just wanted to send my piece saying you guys doing a great job. Love what you got going on here. And just want to let you know, currently in Kansas City,
Yes.
we're bleeding red, boys. We're bleeding red.
I bet you are.
How much fun did you have this weekend?
49ers, Red? I'm kidding.
Well, I'm telling you, man, this place was out of control.
Really?
And I've never been a part of a community that just is all about sport, and no question about it. Everyone here it's the soul of the city, you know.
So
Now that the Chiefs are going to the bowl, everyone's all jacked up.
you got to love it. So are you in the Kansas City that's close, are you in the Kansas City, like Kansas or Kansas City, Missouri? What state are you in?
Well, I cross state lines every day, but it's now I'm currently in Kansas City, Missouri.
So if the Chiefs win, is it like you won 2 championships with St. Louis and with Kansas City, or no? No crossover.
What was that?
So if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, is it like the city won 2 because you had the St. Louis Blues win?
No, it's actually there's a big rivalry between St. Louis and Kansas City.
Because of the Cardinals and the
So-
Royals? Or because of the Cardinals,
Yep.
the old Cardinals, but there's no football team there now?
Well, it's just more like geography, like between, we're in the same state, so we're always battling to see who's better,
I love it. No, you're educating us because fanhood in like particular places in the U.S. is a really big interest for Andrew and I.
100%. And Nick, as you know, being a native New Yorker, that we kind of get deemed as a different type of fan out here in New York, but I don't think people realize the type of fanhood that exists outside of this area.
Yeah, well, New York is just a whole different animal. Everyone asks me, what team I follow, and you guys know me. I'm not necessarily ride or die with one team. Especially when it comes to baseball, I'm just a fan of the game. But yeah, it's funny to hear because everyone here, it's like there is no other team besides the Chiefs, the Royals, and of course Sporting Kansas City. So
yeah, that makes sense. So this is more like Pittsburgh and Philly.
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt.
I like it.
So
you know what we need to do, Barbs? We need to take the Rome Show to visit you in Kansas City.
Absolutely. Royals, Mets.
Hey, gentlemen, got a couple contacts here that you guys could chat with, and really take it to the next level. So anytime you guys want to come through, just give me a ring.
The last question the Rome Show has for you, Nick Barbalato, okay, is if we were to come, could we set up a live broadcast?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there it is.
We're talking about. Woo! Yeah,
we're going live in KC. No garbage pails being hit. We only hit fastballs that we don't know are coming. Let's go.
We're gonna do this honest. We're not gonna cheat.
That's right,
Mr. Barbalito. We cannot thank you enough, my man.
Yeah, well, you guys, like I said, you guys are killing it. Doing an awesome job. Love tuning in. And you guys will be hearing from me again, all right?
Oh, thank you, sir. You're always welcome.
Yeah, tell your parents we said hi, Barbs.
You will.
Yeah, true.
And you as well.
You got it.
We will. You know they're listening.
All right, guys.
All right, brother. Wow. Two people to call in today that, sometimes you're just having a day.
Yeah.
Right? And you hope that the gods above throw you something that says, it's all going to be okay.
And it came in the form of Kyle Ward and Nick Barbalato tonight. Gotta love it.
Wow. Yeah. That is just...
The gods are on your side.
What a great day.
Not only that...
I don't want to talk about anything.
We've gone below the Mason-Dixon line to North Carolina.
Yep.
We've gone north to the Canadian border in Burlington, Vermont.
Yep.
And we've gone now west of the Mississippi River in Kansas City.
Wow.
Gotta love it.
I'll tell you what.
All in one show.
The Rome Show is reaching.
That's right.
People
it's getting serious.
Are getting excited. I told you, I didn't tweet last week. I'm telling you, there's a correlation.
There is. There's something to this social media thing.
There's something to the social media thing. Well, I'll tell you what was pretty cool to hear him talk about right there on a serious note was that they literally do bleed Kansas City Chiefs red.
Yes.
That's
real blood.
Culture. Yeah. That's a lifestyle.
Did you see the guy who left in the first quarter?
Yeah.
Because he felt like he was the jinx. And then they won.
And
then the next 2 days later it's cursed Chiefs fan says he'll stay away from the stadium for AFC Championship game.
Yeah, so quick little backstory. I don't have the guy's name, but at the end of the day, he decided to leave. They win the game. Twitter blew up as Twitter blows up. He says back on Twitter, I'm not going to come to the AFC Championship game. The Chiefs PR director then goes to his house, delivers a grill, like a TV, like a whole setup.
I love it.
To make sure he doesn't leave his house. And sure enough, man, it worked. But what sucks for that guy is he can't go to the Super Bowl.
No, but he's going to have the best Super Bowl party of his life.
Oh, 100%. We should DM that guy.
No, we should get to the party and we should live broadcast from the Chiefs watch party at that guy's house.
We just connected the three dots.
No
Nick
doubt.
Barbalato.
Yeah, get us there,
that
dude.
Guy.
That's the guy.
And the
Barbs,
show.
Barbs, cancel the Royals-Mets game. We want to go live at this guy's Super Bowl party.
Yeah, wherever that guy's house is. We're the live, when you
I
want to
be live feed. Yeah, looking live. They're going to And who's got the game? Fox or no? I think CBS.
CBS has the game.
That sucks.
That does suck.
Oh my god. Anyways, I think CBS is the worst for anything but March Madness. But we'll cross that bridge another
When we
day.
get there, yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, if they go live, CBS goes live.
Yep.
From the Cursed Fans House.
Yep.
We should be there.
I agree 100%. And truthfully, I don't think that it matters where he is in the building because I think this team is stupid good regardless. But I think we both came to the conclusion when we talked to Kyle, we like the 49ers.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this because when I watched the 49ers play the Packers, it openly looked like they came out with a game plan. They executed their game plan, and they weren't going to waver from their game plan. And that was 2 straight weeks where it was like a demanding and just almost unapologetic, we're going to beat you and sorry about it.
Listen, I've said it 2 weeks in a row now, and I'm going to say it again. The 49ers played on the gridiron this weekend, and the Packers played on the turf. Do you realize that the San Francisco 49ers had 8 throws?
Yeah, and he's had 27 in the last 2 weeks.
8 throws.
27 total in the last 2
Yeah,
weeks.
and you're talking crap about Navy and Army. You can win in the NFL with straight runs.
I just want you to understand that the 8 throws that Jimmy Garoppolo had in that game are more than Navy's had in the last 5 years.
Nope. Listen, I'm just saying that game the 49ers played on the gridiron and they played football.
Yeah,
they
did.
played
And
football.
Aaron Rodgers looked
and
old.
it's nice to see that in the world of analytics and the world of fantasy, they put their metaphorical middle finger up to both of those things and went and won the football game.
100%.
They did what it took to win a football game, and that's why I like the 49ers.
And to me, the 13-3 team that was the Green Bay Packers looked nowhere near like a 13-3 football team. Aaron Rodgers started to look old. And everyone likes to say, oh, he doesn't have the weapons around him, blah, 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 blah. There's still a look to you and you as Aaron Rodgers, which we've seen what I feel like is Aaron Rodgers do more with less in his career, in my opinion. The fact is the dude's just older. It is what it is.
No, he threw the ball behind Devontae Adams and at the 2-point conversion there.
And listen to
a bad
this,
throw.
right? So the 49ers this year alone had 40 plus, I think the number is 44 something in that line, but 40 plus sacks from first
That's what I call a sack lunch.
from first round picks. Think about that. Think about the talent they have on the defensive side of the ball. 40 plus sacks
It's a lot.
from first round picks alone.
Bosa.
That's what Aaron Rodgers is dealing with.
Bosa.
That's why Patrick Mahomes is a difference maker. Because he can get away from what Aaron Rodgers couldn't this weekend.
Can he get away from Nick Bosa?
That's a great question.
I
It's a
don't know,
very good
man. I don't know
question.
if anyone can.
Well, that's why I think you take the 49ers over the Chiefs.
That guy's awesome.
He's very good.
Yeah. Go Niners.
I agree with
Done
you.
and done.
I agree with you. All right, let's go to the fans here, okay? Because
We had some good ones.
we had some really good ones, and we're on the topic of the fan polls, right? Or excuse me, on the oh man, got to work this Instagram thing better. We're on the topic of Patrick Mahomes and the NFL, so I want to ask this question first, okay? If you were starting a franchise, okay, and you could only choose one, all right, Patty Mahomes or Bill Belichick, who would you choose?
Are you asking me or are we going to the fans first?
I'm going to ask you first, and I'm going to tell you the fans.
Belichick.
Why?
Because Matt Moore went 12-5. Or what's the guy's name when Brady had the knee injury? What was his name? Not Matt Moore.
Matt Schaub.
No, it wasn't Matt Schaub either.
Castle.
Yeah, because Matt Castle went 12-5.
Yes.
That's why.
That's why.
Yes.
Okay. 21 people say Patrick Mahomes. 19 say Bill Belichick. So almost a 50-50 split.
No, listen. You
So
need
more
good
aired
players.
towards the quarterback.
You need good players. But
You need a good coach, man. In the NFL,
I'm telling you, man.
scheme matters.
You can take Matt Castle, make him 12-5, and go to the Super Bowl 9 times. Like, I'm sorry.
I agree with you 100%.
You get my bet.
100%. Okay, we're going to stick with the football questions before we flip out of football, okay? When Andy Reid's career is all said and done, will you remember him as an Eagle or will you remember him as a Chief?
Eagle.
Wow. I'll remember him as a Chief.
Even if he wins the Super Bowl, I'll still think Eagles first.
Really?
Yes.
Because that's what made him.
That's what
Andy
defined
Reid.
his career.
But what if? But
Well, it defined his.
winning
It,
a
def-
Super Bowl defined his
it
career.
would, but it defined his perception. Like it put him on the map.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I would say the Chiefs because I think what he did with what no one thought he could do. I mean, there were people saying that it was so stupid for them to move up and even pick Patrick Mahomes, let alone him have Alex Smith start a year in front of him
I love it.
and then get to where they are today, and for him to deal with all the adversity that he's dealt with having lost a lot of games, big games in the past.
Eagles fans are not going to let you think of Andy Reid any other way.
Any other way, they're going to make it. If he wins,
They
the
believe.
Super
They
Bowl-
believe
Yes.
the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl if Andy Reid wins the Super Bowl.
That is so true.
So they'll never.
It's 100% true. 100% true. I agree. But 22 people said the Chiefs still remember Andy Reid as. 17 said the Eagles. So about a 54
They're
to
younger.
46 advantage there.
They're younger,
Fair. And your generation matters.
right? They're
There's
5 to
question.
6 years. They're 5 to 6 years younger when you're watching the Super Bowl that they lose with Terrell Owens,
Fair.
right?
Fair.
They don't. They might not even remember that game.
You're right. You don't remember Donovan McNabb throwing.
They
out
might
the Super
remember.
Bowl.
They might remember what friends they were BSing around the house with at the Super Bowl party.
Do you remember Terrell Owens doing crunches in the pavement? I do.
I remember T.O. should have not played of that game. They might have
Last
won.
football question of the day, okay? If you're in the red zone, okay, you're the offensive coordinator, you can call one play in the red zone as the offensive coordinator. What would you call? Don't answer yet, because I'm going to tell you, I'm literally going to read you every answer on here, because it is hilarious.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Ready?
Yes,
You answer first, or you want the people to answer first?
you tell me.
You answer first.
Bootleg.
Why?
I think the
I
bootleg.
think I know why, though. But
I think
why?
bootleg is the greatest play ever. And on first down, every single NFL team runs an HB dive down the middle, and then they go to second down, throw a fade pattern
Yep.
to the corner, and then on third down they're like, "Oh, you know what? Let's go to shotgun and spread them out because they can't run." Like I can't take it, dude. Just run the bootleg. It's the greatest play ever. If you have a
100%.
mobile quarterback, he'll run it in. If you don't, your tight end's gonna fake a block,
Yep.
and you're gonna hit him for a 2-yard pass
Every time. See,
every time.
and my choice would
And
be,
it works in Madden.
Yes, fair. My choice would be to run what the Titans ran this weekend, where I do the number 72 is reporting eligible, number 72 is an eligible receiver, and then no one actually thinks you're going to throw to him, and then you fake the handoff and hit the big man stumbling backwards in the end zone. That's my play.
Either way, you have a man faking a block.
Yes. Fair. That's a really good point.
There you go.
That's an exceptional point. So let's hear from the people on this one. Okay? Sweep right, depending on the game scenario. So that's essentially Navy football. A pitch to Johnny.
This is a good one. I wish I knew it was supposed to be funny.
The Little Giants worked that to perfection.
Yeah. I
You
know.
gotta send the pitch to Johnny.
Just run to him.
Spider Y2 banana.
Love it.
I think that's the. Is that the John Gruden commercial for Corona? I think it is.
possible.
Spider Y2 banana. Duh, the Philly special. Next.
Boo.
A Puerto Rican annexation. That's really funny. Tell you what, it wouldn't be. And that's a stupid F and fade round.
Worst play in America.
That's so funny. That's so true. It is 100% the
The
worst
fact
play
that
in
people
America.
still score touchdowns on that is ridiculous.
Oh, shout out Chris Rinaldi for that one. The annexation of Puerto Rico.
There you go.
Gets
That's
2
it.
votes.
That's it.
I like it better as the Puerto Rican annexation.
Yeah, no
though.
doubt.
And this guy named Coach Rocky 917 wrote in the bootleg.
I mean, if I knew it was supposed to be funny or like movie related, I would have said fake 23 blast with a backside George reverse. But that's, I mean,
Remember the Titans?
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, dude.
This by far has been my favorite question of all time. Like, I need to do more of this.
Or I would have went Comanche, like Al Pacino says
Oh.
in that one.
Yeah, whatever that is. Ruben. Friday Night Lights? No. Any given Sunday.
Yeah,
I knew it was.
Sunday.
I knew it was a day of the week. Ruben, can we go like 5 more minutes over here?
Is that allowed?
Is that illegal? He's right.
Oh, we got a phone call.
No, we don't.
Just kidding.
Dun-dun. Oh, not tonight.
all
Okay,
right,
we're
let's
gonna
wrap
finish
it up.
We'll wrap it up. We love Ruben. He's honest and he keeps us from hurting our voices. Last question: should Robert Manfred suspend the players in the cheating scandal. This brings it all full circle. Every single person but one, and there were 12 people that wrote in, said that yes, he should. Your Romalytics today, Jose Altuve at home in the playoffs in 2017. 472 batting average, 17 hits, 6 home runs, 12 RBIs. He was on base 50% of the time. Away, 143 batting average, 5 hits, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 268 on base percentage. Carlos Correa, 371 batting average at home, 211 batting average on
That's
the road.
all you need to know. They cheated.
That is all you need to know. This has been the Rome Show here on Hamilton Radio, HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2. I am Andrew Romano. That's Rocky Romano. We will be back next week. Later, January 27th.
Do this look like work to you? Nah, looking at the